you specifically discuss Russia with him, though, as part of that?
Russia came up, yes, it did, just from the standpoint of that we were going to have issues with Russia.
There no greater specificity than that?
No, sir, there was.
Did you discuss China?
Yes, we did.
And in what context was that discussion?
The same thing, just it was more about the issues that we had in the countries we were going to have them with, but it didn't go into detail as to what those were going to be.
Well, so do you agree with his suggestion that Vladimir Putin has been a stronger, better leader than Angela Merkel?
I think that what he is looking at, just like he's looking at associations, he's looking at opportunities, and he's trying to find opportunities where he can relate to different leaders and work with different leaders. That's not a bad thing. We should want.
It's not a very good way to relate to Angela Merkel.
No, it's not, and I agree with you on that. But I do think that's where he's trying to go, is see what relationship he can have with a lot of different leaders. And I think our goal is pull out the best we can in who we can deal with without having to talk negatively about someone else.
I am disturbed by some of the president-elect's comments that are different than those positions you've enunciated here about the institutions that the United States helped create after World War II, about the UN. He recently called it, in a tweet, just a club for people to get together and talk and have a good time. In interviews this weekend, he criticized NATO.
I want to bring back faith to the UN. I want to show that we can be a strong voice in the UN. I want to show that we can make progress and have action in the UN. That's going to happen from my actions and from the things that I do. And that's how I will show him that the UN matters. NATO obviously has been an alliance that we value, an alliance that we need to keep. And I think that as we continue to talk to him about these alliances and how they can be helpful and strategic in the way that we move forward, I do anticipate that he will listen to all of us, and hopefully that we can get him to see it the way we see it.
What will your message to your Russian counterpart on the Security Council be with regard to their attempts to influence the U.S. elections?
That we are aware that it has happened, that we don't find it acceptable, and that we are going to fight back every time we see something like that happening. When again you see Russia protecting Syria and Russia protecting these issues that are happening, it's dangerous, and it's something that we need to be very conscious of, because right now it's not about protecting human life. I think it's very much about making sure they're protecting their own interests, and that's not what America is. We value human life. This administration and I don't think there should be any registry based on religion.
Is there any justification for any registry of subgroups of America?
No, there is not.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once you govern, it becomes very different. And I think that what we have seen is that once the president-elect gets to hear from his national security team, I think what he says after that will be most important. And I think those are the focuses that we are going to have with the National Security Council, and making sure that we educate, inform him of what we know, inform him of strategies, and then go along with whatever decision he decides to make. That's how an administration works. You surround yourself with people who don't just say yes to what you think. They actually challenge you, and they tell you of other opinions. And what I know about President-elect is he actually will listen.